Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. And today we are talking WNBA legends.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at some of the biggest names in the game from different eras and try to figure out what made these players so dominant.
Exactly. And like we always do, we're not just sticking to the highlight reel. We're going to go deeper than that.
Right, we want to understand the whole journey, where they came from, the challenges they faced, the moments that really defined them.
So think of this as like a shortcut for you to understanding what truly makes a champion. Those untold stories of just pure grind and resilience and, breaking down barriers, all that good stuff.
And I think what's interesting for you to consider right from the start is that, when we think about legends in any sport, we tend to focus on, the championships, the
Right.
MVP awards, those big moments.
Right, the trophies.
Exactly. But what we often miss is the context, like where these players came from, what their journey was actually like.
Yeah, and like were there any like hurdles they had to overcome along the way?
Right. Because like you said, it's not always a straight path to the top,
Right.
like,
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to uncover today in this deep dive so you can really understand the kind of grit and determination it took for these players to reach the top of their game.
it's all about those forgotten struggles,
Oh.
the moments before the fame, the grind before they were household names.
Okay, so let's just jump right into it then and start unpacking some of these like forgotten struggles, the moments before the sold out arenas and the MVP chants.
Yeah, and I think it's vital for you to recognize that, achieving something truly extraordinary rarely happens overnight.
Yeah.
For many of these iconic players, their early careers were actually marked by some pretty significant obstacles, moments where their dreams could have easily been derailed.
And when you think about it now, it's almost hard to believe, but like take Lisa Leslie, for example. I mean, she's a legend, right? But did you know she was actually cut from her freshman high school team?
Really?
Yeah, apparently she was deemed too tall and uncoordinated.
Wow.
Can you imagine that, like, someone with her level of natural talent being told she didn't fit in?
That's wild.
All right, so what does this tell you? I mean, this shows you just how subjective those early evaluations can be, and it also really underscores the importance of not letting those initial setbacks define your potential.
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. She went on to become a two-time WNBA MVP. Like, that's a testament to her resilience, her ability to overcome those perceived limitations and just prove everybody wrong.
It's incredible. And then you have Sheryl Swoopes. Her story speaks to a different kind of early challenge, the lack of professional avenues. Like after college, she was playing at a rec center for just $15 an hour.
Wow.
Can you believe that here's a player with immense talent just waiting for a real opportunity to emerge? And her perseverance during that period, I mean, before the WNBA even existed like we know it today, is remarkable.
Yeah, and to think that, she later became a dominant force in the league, secured that major Nike shoe deal.
Okay, so picture this for a second, like young Sheryl Swoopes, earning $15 an hour, and then fast forward, boom, she has her own signature shoe with Nike.
That's a mic drop moment right there.
Yeah, right. It puts the sheer scale of their transformations into perspective.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't always about just overcoming these like external obstacles or finding a lucky break. Sometimes it was about actively carving out your own space. Like look at Maya Moore, even with her exceptional talent. She initially had to earn her place behind established veteran players.
Yeah, she didn't just walk in and immediately become the star.
Right. And what does this tell you? It shows that even extraordinary talent needs time, dedication, and the right opportunity to fully blossom and like the source notes to eventually revolutionize the game.
Absolutely. And I think what you should take away from this is that it wasn't always about instant stardom. These players often had to navigate those existing team dynamics, absorb knowledge from more experienced teammates, and really just patiently await their moment to truly shine.
Right. So it was all about perseverance and continuous growth, even for those who are, destined for greatness.
Exactly. And I think that's a valuable lesson for anyone striving to achieve something significant. It's not always about immediate success. It's about that continuous journey of growth and development.
Okay, so we've talked about those early struggles, but what were some of those like pivotal moments when these players finally broke through and stepped into the spotlight for good?
Well, let's talk about Diana Taurasi. Her rookie year is a masterclass in seizing the moment.
Okay.
She came into the league as the #1 draft pick, highly anticipated, but even she started out as a sixth woman.
Hmm.
And, for a lot of top picks, that might be seen as a slight, but Taurasi used it as fuel.
Right.
When the finals rolled around, she didn't just perform well, she exploded multiple 30-plus point performances.
Wow.
That is the definition of seizing an opportunity and performing under pressure.
Yeah, that's announcing your arrival on the biggest stage in a major way.
Absolutely. And then you have a moment like Candace Parker's dunk. On the surface, it's this incredible athletic feat, but its significance goes way beyond just the 2 points scored.
Right, it was like a statement.
Exactly. It showed the world the breathtaking athleticism, the thrilling potential of women's basketball.
Yeah.
It became this major talking point, a staple of highlight reels, and it undeniably contributed to shifting perceptions.
Yeah, it was like, hey, this is must-watch entertainment right here.
Precisely. It connected this individual moment of brilliance to a broader impact on the sport's overall recognition.
Absolutely. And, it's important to remember that not all breakout moments are these, like, explosive highlight reel plays.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the breakthrough is a quieter, more internal triumph.
Right.
Like take Adja Wilson's 2020 season. Early in her career, she faced some criticism. There were doubts being raised.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2020, she responded with this dominant performance that earned her a well-deserved MVP trophy.
Yeah.
And that's pure resilience in action.
Absolutely. It's about absorbing that negativity, using it as motivation, and ultimately silencing the doubters through your performance on the court.
So these examples really highlight the different ways a breakout moment can manifest, right?
Yeah, it can be this explosive individual performance. It can be a groundbreaking achievement that redefines expectations, or even just a sustained period of excellence that silences critics and establishes a new level of play.
But what's crucial to understand here is that behind all those celebrated moments of triumph, there are often unseen, deeply personal sacrifices being made.
That's right. We see the awards, the accolades, but we don't always see the grueling dedication, the personal costs involved.
Yeah, like Sue Bird, for example, competed at an elite level for over 2 decades. And during that time, she endured an astounding 11 surgeries.
11 surgeries.
11 surgeries. Think about the physical and mental toughness required to not only recover from that many significant medical procedures, but to continue performing at the highest level of professional sports.
It's mind-boggling.
It's almost superhuman.
Yeah, and it speaks to an incredible level of commitment to her sport, to her team.
And then you have Tamika Catchings, who faced the lifelong challenge of a hearing disability. But instead of allowing that to become a limitation, she channeled that experience into becoming one of the greatest defensive players in WNBA history, earning multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards.
Yeah, she turned that adversity into an advantage.
What's the takeaway there? Overcoming adversity isn't just about pushing through. It's often about strategically using those challenges to excel in specific areas.
Yeah, transforming a perceived weakness into a remarkable strength.
Exactly. And then there's Brittany Griner's story.
Yeah.
Her courageous return to all-star level play after that unimaginable ordeal of her imprisonment in Russia.
Right.
I mean, that transcends mere athletic achievement.
Absolutely.
That's a profound testament to extraordinary resilience, unwavering mental fortitude, and an unbreakable dedication to her sport and her teammates.
And it's important to remember that, this is about finding the strength to come back from something far greater and more traumatic than any typical sports-related injury.
Right, and the source material includes this really powerful quote that I think captures this shared struggle and ultimate triumph that says, they said women couldn't sell tickets, so we sold out arenas.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right. It speaks volumes about their collective fight for recognition, their belief in themselves, and their success in building a passionate fan base.
It really does, and it kind of leads us naturally to one of the most debated and engaging topics among WNBA fans.
The GOAT debate.
The GOAT debate, who is the greatest of all time?
It's inherently subjective, of course.
Yeah.
But it provides this fascinating lens through which to explore the different eras of the league and the unique contributions of these incredible players.
Absolutely. And when we delve into the GOAT debate, you have to understand that we're not simply looking at career statistics. We're considering their overall impact on the game, their leadership qualities, their ability to elevate not only their teams, but the entire league.
Right. So let's start with Cynthia Cooper.
Okay.
She's often cited as the original clutch scorer. I mean, 4 championships in 4 years.
That's dominance.
Right. That kind of dominance right from the beginning sets a high standard and establishes a winning culture, especially in those crucial early years in the WNBA.
Yeah, Cooper's early dominance is undeniable. She set the bar for offensive firepower and consistently delivered in those high-pressure moments.
Then you have Lauren Jackson, whose impact extended beyond just her on-court achievements.
Right. She played a pivotal role in bringing international players into greater prominence within the WNBA, highlighting the league's global reach and influence.
And representing a more modern era of the WNBA, we have Breanna Stewart, often described as the modern unicorn,
The unicorn.
a player who possesses this incredibly versatile skill set. She can score in a multitude of ways, defend multiple positions on the court.
Yeah, she really embodies the evolution of the game.
And, the fact that we're even comparing players across different eras
Yeah,
is part of what makes this GOAT debate so engaging.
absolutely. The game itself has evolved over time, and each of these players achieved greatness within the context of their respective eras.
And the source material even mentions these, like, on-screen statistical comparisons and fan polls.
Right, which is pretty typical for these kinds of discussions in sports. It highlights that this is an ongoing conversation, and fans have such a passionate opinions about these legendary athletes.
Okay, speaking of passionate opinions, the source throws in this really spicy hot take for us to chew on. It says, if Cooper played in today's WNBA, she'd average 30 points per game. Fight me in the comments.
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
Right, it's the kind of statement that gets people talking and makes you think critically about how players from different eras might fare if they were competing today.
It's all part of the fun.
But it's also important to recognize that the legacy of these players extends far beyond the stats and the GOT debates.
Absolutely, their impact off the court is equally, if not more significant.
Like, look at Maya Moore's incredible criminal justice work.
Right.
She stepped away from the game at the peak of her career to dedicate herself to advocating for justice reform. That's a profound commitment to social issues.
Yeah, it speaks volumes about her character and her priorities.
And then you have examples like the Seattle Storm's voting rights campaigns,
Right.
highlighting the collective activism of these athletes in engaging with important civic issues.
And their fight for pay equity is incredibly important.
Yeah, these stars have been vocal advocates for achieving better compensation and improved working conditions for all WNBA players, paving the way for future generations.
It's about leaving a lasting legacy.
And their global impact is undeniable. WNBA players consistently dominate in international leagues and at the Olympics.
Right, showcasing the incredible talent that exists within the league.
So you can almost picture it, right? These athletes not only hitting those game-winning shots, but also mentoring young kids, speaking at rallies for causes they believe in, using their voices to champion important issues.
It paints a more complete picture of their influence.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the journeys of these WNBA legends,
Yeah.
one central theme really shines through.
What's that?
These women didn't wait for a seat at the table. They built their own damn table.
They did?
Through hard work, determination, and belief in themselves, they faced adversity head-on, seized opportunities, and left an indelible mark, not only on basketball, but on our culture.
Their stories are a powerful reminder that the path to success is rarely easy, and true greatness is often forged in the face of challenges.
The resilience,
Yeah.
dedication, it's inspiring.
It really is.
Now, we want to hear from you. Drop a GOAT emoji in the comments with the name of your WNBA GOAT.
Yeah. Who do you think has had the most significant impact on the game?
And make sure you hit that subscribe button because next week we're diving into another fascinating topic.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The often overlooked contributions of the WNBA's most underrated players.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
You don't want to miss that discussion.
Looking forward to it.
Until then, keep exploring the world around you and keep questioning the narratives you encounter.
That's right.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Thanks for listening and engaging with us.